Lesson 36. I can multiply a whole number and a fraction and rename the product as a mixed number. Please open your problem set books to page 73. 1A asks you to draw a tape diagram to represent 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4. To do so, we start by drawing our rectangle, and then we'll divide it into 4 equal pieces because we're adding 4 of the same fraction together, and then we'll mark each one 3/4. And then what we are solving for is the total when we add all of those fractions together. So this is what your tape diagram would look like. Now for the second part of the problem, we need to write a multiplication expression equal to 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4. So we have 4 times 3/4. 2B asks to draw a tape diagram to show 7/12 plus 7/12 plus 7/12. So once again, we will start by drawing our rectangle, but this time we will only divide it into 3 equal pieces because we're only adding 3 fractions together. And then we'll mark them off 7/12, 7/12, and 7/12. And once again, we're solving for the sum of all of those fractions added together. So this is what your tape diagram should look like. And now we can write a multiplication expression of 3 times 7/12. For number 3, we need to rewrite each repeated addition problem as a multiplication problem, just like we did in number 1 and 2, and then we actually solve this time. We have to express our result as a mixed number. So this is what is different from the last lesson and this lesson. We need to take our improper fraction, which is our answer, and convert it into a mixed number. So for A, they have most of the problem done for you. It starts with 7/5 plus 7/5 plus 7/5 plus 7/5. So we can rewrite that as 4 times 7/5. And then we can solve. So we know we need to take the whole number times the numerator over the denominator. So we take 4 times 7 equals 28 over the original denominator of 5. Now, in yesterday's lesson, we left this as 28/5. Today, we need to take that extra step and convert it to a mixed number. So, in order to convert 28/5 to a mixed number, you can either do your decomposition, as I show right here, where you pull out 25/5 or the whole number 5, and then you have 3/5 left over, so you have 5 3/5, or you can divide. So you could take 28 divided by 5, 5 goes into 28 5 times to get 25. You subtract to get 3, and then you go around the clock. So you start up at 5 for your whole number, you go down to 3 for your numerator, and 5 for your denominator. So once again, you get 5 3/5. Let's practice this with 9/10 plus 9/10 plus 9/10. We'll start by rewriting it as a multiplication sentence. So we have 9/10 3 times, so we're going to take 3 times 9/10, and then we can do 3 times 9 over 10, which gives us 3 times 9 equals 27 over our original denominator of 10. Now we need to convert this into a mixed number. I'm going to do that by dividing. So I'm going to take 27 divided by 10. I know 10 can go into 27 twice, and 10 times 2 equals 20. I'm going to subtract to get 7, and then I'm going to go around the clock. So I'm going to start up at 2 for my whole number, move around the clock to 7 for my numerator, and up to 10 for my denominator. So I get 2 7/10. For 3C, I have 11/12 plus 11/12 plus 11/12 plus 11/12 plus 11/12. So I'm going to rewrite that as 5 times 11/12, which I will then convert to 5 times 11 over our original denominator of 12. So I know that 5 times 11 is 55, and my denominator stays the same. So I have 55 twelfths. I'm going to convert this to a mixed number by dividing. So I will take 55 divided by 12. I know that 12 can go into 55 4 times to get 48, and then I will subtract to get 7. Now I'm going to go around the clock to get my mixed number. So I start up at 4, which is my whole number. I move down to 7 for my numerator and up to 12 for my denominator. So I get 4 and 7 twelfths. Now I'm going to do 8 times 2/3. So I'm going to start by rewriting it as 8 times 2 over 3. So now my new fraction is 16/3, and then I'll convert that to a mixed number by dividing. So I take 16 divided by 3. 3 can go into 16 5 times to get 15. I subtract to get 1, and now I'm going to go around the clock. So I start up at 5, I move around to 1, and up to 3. So I get 5 and 1/3. 12 times 3/4. I will rewrite this as 12 times 3 over 4. And now my new fraction is going to be 36/4. And I'm going to divide to convert this improper fraction into a mixed number. So I know 4 can go into 36 9 times to get 36, and I subtract, and I don't have a remainder. So my answer is a whole number. It's just 9. Try C and D on your own now. Please pause the video and then push play to check your work. For C, you should have gotten an answer of 40, and for D, you should have got 22 3/4 after simplifying 22 6/8. Morgan poured 9/10 a liter of punch into 6 bottles. How many liters of punch did she pour in all? So we know that she poured 9/10 a liter, and she poured it into 6 bottles. So we need to take 9/10 times 6. So we have 9 times 6 over 10. 9 times 6 equals 54, and our denominator of 10 stays the same. Now I will divide to convert my improper fraction into a mixed number. So I know 10 goes into 54 5 times to get 50, and I subtract to get 4. And then I can go around the clock to create my mixed number. So I get 5 and 4/10. So we would say that Morgan poured 5 and 4/10 liters of punch. A recipe calls for 3/4 a cup of rice. How many cups of rice are needed to make the recipe 14 times? Please pause the video and solve this word problem on your own now. Push play to check your work. You should have set up your word problem as 14 times 3/4, which you could then rewrite as 14 times 3 over 4. When you take 14 times 3, you get 42/4. We will now divide to convert our improper fraction into a mixed number. 4 goes into 4 once to get 4. We subtract to get 0 and bring down our 2. 4 cannot go into 2, so we put a 0, and we take 4 times 0 equals 0, and we subtract to get 2. Now we can go around the clock to get our mixed number. So we would get 10 and 2/4, which would simplify to 10 and 1/2. So if I had room, I would write out my sentence, which you should do, which would say 10 1/2 cups of rice are needed to make the recipe 14 times. A butcher prepared 120 sausages using 3/8 pound of meat for each. How many pounds did he use in all? Please pause the video now and try this word problem on your own. Push play to check your work. You should have set up your word problem as 120 times 3/8. And then you can rewrite it as 120 times 3 over 8. 120 times 3 equals 360 over our original denominator of 8. So this is a case where you would not want to do a number bond to break down 360 eighths. You would want to do dividing to convert it to a mixed number. So we would take 360 divided by 8. 8 cannot go into 3, so we can put a 0 up there. 8 can go into 36 4 times to get 32. We subtract to get 4 and bring down our 0. 8 can go into 45 times to get 40, and we subtract to get 0. Because we don't have a remainder, we know that our answer is going to be a whole number. So we would have 45. So our sentence would be, the butcher used 45 pounds in all.